Right now, millions across the Southeast are facing devastating flooding damages. And with that comes very serious health risks because of mold. Joining us now with what we need to know is Fox News senior medical analyst, Dr. Mark Siegel. Dr. Siegel, this is very concerning, devastating to see the images of so many houses underwater. What do we do if there's mold, and what can that cause? What serious illnesses can that cause?
You know, we spend a lot of time worrying about having potable water you can drink. But we don't spend enough time worrying about if you have flooding, it leaves behind wet walls.
Right.
And when you have wet walls, you may not even notice this because it could be behind the wall, but you have mold. And there's two very serious molds that I'm worried about. One is black mold, and you could see a little tinge of black on the walls, or green and black, dark, or aspergillosis, which is invasive. These are two molds I really worry about. And they can be a problem because of what you just said, Ainsley, which is they can provoke allergies. You could have infections from them. That you could have hypersensitivity, pneumonia. Mostly, I'm worried about people that are immunocompromised and have chronic illnesses. If you have emphysema or you have asthma, it can be provoked by mold. Now, what do you do? What do you do? First of all, if you have your power back, you use a dehumidifier or an air conditioner. Even if it's cool outside, you want air conditioning because you want to get rid of the humidity. The humidity is where mold grows. And if you can, and if the floods are gone, you can hire people to do this. As you were just saying, people can spot it. There are professional organizations that can spot the mold that's hiding in the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, we had a flood recently, and the cleanup crew came in with those machines, and they can see where your carpet is damaged. They can look behind the walls, and they said the water will seep up through the drywall. Sometimes you have to remove the molding and break the walls open to determine if there's mold inside. Can it be fatal?
Bingo, exactly right. It hides. And yes, it can be fatal. Again, if you're immunocompromised, if you had a transplant, you could get a severe case of infection from mold.
Yeah.
If you have underlying illnesses and are really immunocompromised, that's the key here. Or if you have a severe allergy. People have allergies to this. They don't know why. Why am I sneezing? Why am I coughing? What's it coming from? It could be the mold.
Now, in your health report, if you're dealing with flood cleanup from Hurricane Helene, be sure to keep out an eye for mold. And if you have family members affected by this, you might want to keep this in mind as well. You may not think that the fungi can grow quickly, but experts say it can develop in as little as 24 hours. Dr. Mav McMurdo is a pulmonologist for Cleveland Clinic, and she says everybody responds differently to mold exposure. Some may not notice any health issues, while others are more susceptible. Symptoms can vary as well, but typically include difficulty breathing, sneezing, stuffy or runny nose, watery eyes, itchy throat, and coughing. The doctor says in most cases, symptoms will subside once the mold is removed from the property. But if they persist or become severe enough, it's best to consult with a physician. When it comes to cleanup, she says it's important to wear the right protective gear.
The EPA has some really great resources, particularly if you're dealing with mold and you're dealing with a flood. Their website has a lot of advice about when you need to call in an expert, when you can do it by yourself. If you are doing it by yourself, and again, you can, it's really important to wear protection, so like an N95 mask, gloves and goggles, and really make sure that as much as you can, you're working in a well-ventilated space, so you've got some airflow.
Since we are heading into cold and flu season, Dr. McMurdo says it can be easy to mix up some of the symptoms. So she says with the virus, the symptoms will be temporary, whereas with mold exposure, they will continue to linger.